All right, so unfortunately, I have to turn this motherboard in tomorrow, so I don't get to keep this guy, but just finished my last lab of the semester. I wanted to share, just kind of an overview of, how cool this little guy is and how I did this final experiment / lab. All right, so this is my motherboard. I've got this PIC, so I was able to program the motherboard, connecting these pins, this guy over here, and then the last part of our project was to make this guy. So this by itself, at least so this is the daughter board. Nothing too crazy or fancy. It does have a battery pack, and it's got this on-off switch, so I can power this, as a device on its own. So I don't have to have it plugged in, because normally I'd have to plug this in to my laptop to be able to, do anything with it. But the real cool part, so this is the motherboard. This bigger part is the daughter board, and then this little guy is, I guess, the granddaughter board. If you just follow the family tree, I guess that's how that works in electrical engineering. And I guess I'll try to get this back on here. Okay, that's pretty hard one-handed. So once this is all together, I can power this boy on. As you can see, things are starting to work. So for this final project, we need to use this top guy. And this top guy is an MPU 6050, which is an accelerometer / gyroscope. It does both. And what I did, there's different things we could have done, but what I did was I used this guy to spin in a chair and count how many times I spun around in a chair. It seems goofy, because it is. It's really simple. It's, baby engineer kind of stuff, but I think it's pretty cool. So this little guy, once it's all working, I can hit this top button. Oh, Jesus. And then this bottom button. And then now it is ready. It's ready to record data. And then, get in my chair, press this bottom button. Now it's recording data. The accelerometer / gyroscope's doing its thing. It's collecting data, and it's sending it to this little 128 megabyte, not gigabyte, 128 megabyte SD card. And then I can just hit stop. Oops, wrong button, I guess. Oh yeah. So now it's got the data. It's got on the SD card. I could plug it in here, or plug my laptop, connect to this, and then I can go to a terminal, and then I can spit out basically like 4,000 lines of data, which is pretty much a bunch of nonsense until you throw it in Excel and you get these. So the gyroscope by itself will spit the data out as speed. So how fast is it spinning? And for my experiment, the spinning in the chair experiment. So I started spinning, I spun, 3 counterclockwise. So you can see, it's kind of like, just like goofing around with the device. And then, I kicked to spin in the office chair, and it speeds up real quick. And then I only kicked once. So you can see the speeds like kind of decreasing. And I was counting 3 rotations. So then I hit that 3rd rotation, and then I quickly kicked in the other direction. So now it's going counterclockwise. So it's going the opposite. So you can see it's speeding up and then kind of like decaying in one direction, and then it jumps into the other direction, and then it slows down, obviously, because I only kicked once. So I thought that was kind of cool. Like, you can see where I kicked, and you can see that I only kicked once, because then it's just kind of steady, slowing down as the chair kind of, slows down. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's the speed part. It's not really what my professor wanted, but I thought it was cool to do. But then you can see So for this experiment, you can see, because I went the opposite direction, so it's going in negative degrees. So this is how many degrees was like displaced, or like how many degrees did I rotate in the chair, basically. So you can see, obviously starts off at 0, and then as I spin around 3 times, I get to what was that, 1,000 basically 80 degrees, which is exactly 3 times 360, which is, yeah. But obviously it's in the negative direction just because, yeah, because I went because I went clockwise instead of counterclockwise. And then you can see once I spun 3 times in the opposite direction, my displacement ends up being 0. So yeah, I don't know. It's pretty cool. I thought it was cool.